Welcome to part 20. We are back in Forsaken Fortress, and once again we will try and rescue Link's sister. And this time we will succeed, because just as the boat explains, we have the Master Sword, which means we are almighty and powerful. And notice I swipe the boat and it reacts. I find that a nice touch, but keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Anyway, first major difference, no barrels. Nothing to hide in. Anyway, let's just go up the stairs right here, and it's blocked by barbed wired pegs. Alright, let's go this way here, and... Uh-oh... What do we have here? Folks, meet the mini-boss of Forsaken Fortress, Phantom Ganon. Yeah. And, I know what you're thinking. What about that shielded boat Copeland our first go-around? Well, yeah. Even though there are technically two mini-bosses, I consider this one the real mini-boss because we get an item after we beat him. And oh look, he is floating in the air, shooting energy balls at you. Oh no! Whatever shall I do? That's right, it's time for another game of tennis. And it's kind of weird that the boat is contacting you right here, but even though he is just over the cliff, but I suppose it's better than yelling at him, "Hey, use your sword to hit the energy balls back at him!" And the reason I am not hitting the energy balls back at him just yet is because I like this piece of music, and I just want to go through one cycle of it before I begin, because once I begin, the music track will change. And I believe it's here when I begin my attack. Yeah, right here, the music changes when we play tennis, and of course, when we hit Phantom Ganon, we get this triumphant music, hooray! And of course, when he's done, we can hit him. Oh, and check this out. He appears above me, he throws his ball, and BAM! Just like that. I am awesome. Of course, Phantom Ganon has a second attack. He appears behind Link, and one sword can deal, as you see here, 2 full hearts worth of damage. So it's best to run every time he appears behind you, so you don't take that much damage. And of course, I got a little cocky here because I did that awesome move earlier. And as you just heard, every time Link gets hit with the ball, there's this little wah 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 in the music. So yeah. And with that, Phantom Ganon is defeated, not dead. And of course, he retreats, and I wonder if we will see him again later on in this game. Oh, anyway, of course, the doors are unsealed. Whoop-de-doo. And we get the dungeon treasure. La 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 la. Oh, God. Oh, no. Well, but before we deal with that, let's see what our treasure is. The Skull Hammer. Now we can use it to smash things. And it just so happens that there are 3 barbed wire pegs that need smashing. Goody. And now we got swarms of mini blends coming towards you! Oh god, I hate these things. But the good news is, now that we have upgraded, these things will go down in one hit. So they are they're pretty much more of an annoyance at this point. Of course, I'm just smashing the skulls to get hearts, so yeah. Anyway, Forsaken Fortress is different this go-around because, well, first of all, we are not doing any more hiding. That's out of the question. But we still have to take out those searchlights. Well, for one thing, you just notice here, notice how I whacked the skull hammer at him and he's flattened. Alright, anyway, what was I saying? I digress. Anyway, we still have to take out the searchlights because, one, they attract swarms of mini blends towards you, and we do not want that. No, 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 no. We do not want that one bit. And two, those searchlights, they will alert the wall-mounted cannons to your presence. And again, of course, we do not want that, especially at the part where we need to slide against the wall at the last part before we get to the cell. So, of course, once again, we have to kill the Bokoblin operators. And now that we have the grappling hook, if you want to, get their joy pendants before killing them. Yeah. And of course, I'm going to be breezing through disabling the searchlights this time around because, well, on my first visit, I managed to get pretty much everything. The dungeon map, the compass, and the heart piece. Now, you can still get those this time around if you missed them your first time, but I prefer to get the first time around. That way, we just breeze on through this section and get out of the way. Speaking of which, just climb over this wall and climb up the ladder to get to the second searchlight. In fact, I won't be going inside Forsaken Fortress at all just while I'm disabling the searchlights. I mean, you can do this all from outside, and again, this will make things much, much quicker. And of course, you can hurt me. Alright. Now, how am I going to get to the third searchlight from here? Well, that's easy. Well, easy depending on if you know what you're doing, that is. First of all, the third searchlight just happens to be the one that is pointing at the wall we need to slide across. So it's very important that we disable this one. Anyway, what you want to do here is pull out your Wind Waker and set the wind towards the north. By doing so, whip out your Deku Leaf and we can just glide across to the area where we can reach the ladder to disable the third searchlight. Alright, you just gotta make sure you know where to land exactly, because you can accidentally land just below where you need to glide to. And here we go. Oh god, I hate these mini blends. And just like that, we are at the third searchlight already. Oh yay. You can't touch me, mini blends. You can't touch me. Alright. And we know the drill. Kill the Bokoblin, steal its joy pendant if need be. And thus, all the searchlights are disabled. That was easy. And it just happens to be now that the mini blends climb up towards you, so yeah. Oh, stupid thingy. Ugh. You just can't get rid of these things. They're like cockroaches. Ugh. I wouldn't be surprised if it's these things are the Zelda version of cockroaches. Ugh. Well, anyway, when we get inside, you'll notice that there is no longer a rope to swing across. No problem. Just use the Deku Leaf to glide across, and no problem. Yeah, they've done some renovations, I can assure you that. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have to go through the room where we encounter the Moblins. You know, the ones that we had to sneak across in a barrel. But, no, not this time. We have the Master Sword. In fact, I'm just going to kill one of these guys because, well, I'm not going to bother. And I've killed a number of you guys, and I don't really need your skull necklace because I have all that I need, and I can get more back at home at Outset. So no threat. And of course, here we will encounter some more mini blends. Oh goody, I am so excited. Blah 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 blah, die. Are we there yet? Now, of course, it'd be a good idea to kill every single mini blend that appears on the screen because, we are approaching the wall crawling section, the wall sliding section, and we do not want these things to poke at you because you will fall down. Oh, and here's the little thing about this, folks. Remember those crates I created shortcuts my first time around? You know, the ones I pushed off the ledges so I can get up to upper areas quickly? Well, they're gone. Apparently the bad guys were smart enough to either move them or destroy them or something because they're not here. No. And that that means we're going to have to do things the hard way all over again. And I think the game developers prefer it that way. They want us to go through this fairly, no shortcuts and all. Even though shortcuts would have been beneficial, but oh well. I mean, I have no problem if they knock me off here because there's a ladder I can climb up to get back up here. It's the second one that presents the problem because if we fall off, we have to go all the way around and do this again. Yay. But thankfully, there are no mini blends or anything to bug me. Anyway, when we get around here, there will be a peg to smash. And once we do, we will unseal the door and we will go on and save Link's sister. Might as well go ahead and tell you the Fishman information about this place. I hear there's a fellow on Windfall Island who's collecting skull necklaces. You know who it is, Fry? I don't. Sorry. What I can tell you is that those piggish monsters you see here in Forsaken Fortress seem to carry those skull necklaces around all the time. Not that I think it's easy work stealing from the likes of these guys. And that's all the info I got. You better be thankful for the clues you got for me. I'm serious. Yeah, okay. Anyway, no bird this time around. And oh look! It's Link's sister! And those other girls too, yeah. You know, come to think about it, Aryll is kind of small, and those wind beams are spaced out wide. I mean, she could probably squeeze through them, but then of course it would leave the other girls behind. And where did you three come from? Seriously, they just appeared out of nowhere. Yeah. So, I think a theory is that the pirates, while at Windfall, probably heard of the father's plea and heard about the rewards and stuff. So, they probably camped out at Forsaken Fortress to wait for the right moment and probably saw Link heading towards there and decided to act then. And yes, that sword just vibrated right there. And of course, Tetra pretty much has a vague idea what that sword is, so I wonder how much this girl knows. Seriously. Anyway, thanks to the pirates, the door will be unlocked, and well, the pirates will get the rewards, and we have freed Link's sister. Hooray! We did it! We have accomplished our goal! The reason Link left his island in the first place! And then, of course, Tetra reminded us that there's still that bird that we need to take care of. Whoop-de-freaking-do. You know, I've never said this throughout this commentary, but Aryll is adorable. I mean, seriously! I just want to grab her and hug her and squeeze her and not want to let go. She's so darn cute. Why must you be so cute? Ugh. Oh, tastes like diabetes indeed. Anyway. Alright, so essentially Tetra's going to promise Link to take Aryll back to the island free of charge. So, that's nice. That's nice of her. And of course, this will be the last time we see her until the end of the game. Goodbye, sis. Have fun with the big, scary pirates. Of course, in this situation, I would prefer big, scary pirates to Ganon's minions. And speaking of Ganon's minion, here we go. You know, of course, Link would have it would have been smart of Link to actually go with the pirates and escape. I mean, the pirates have cannon boats that can blast the bird out of the sky, as we saw in the beginning, but... oh, well, we have to face the bird, because, who knows, it could kidnap the girls again. Anyway, here, as we see, the room is beginning to flood, and we need to start climbing out of the room as quick as we can. Now, what the bird will do is, at certain points, it will swipe its talons at you, and at other portions during this climb, it will actually destroy pieces of the ramp. Now, of course, during this climb, we will encounter bokoblins and bases or bosses, and you can either ignore them or kill them quickly. Now, of course, if you just happen to be knocked off the ramp, you can actually either ride the water up to a certain point, or you can use the grappling hook and grapple those wooden torch beams to pretty much swing across the pathway. And that was nice of the bird to allow me to get a nice heart there to refill my health without doing diddly squat. So yeah, this is pretty much it right here. We are trying to escape this flood, and then of course when we get near the end, the bird will block your way out. You'll just stand there, block your way out, and there is only one way to respond to this action. Whack! And down you go. Well, that was easy. Just one whack and the bird is gone. Sweet vengeance. Of course, we are up top of this surely not strange looking area with all these spikes. And of course, the ceiling is closing. And oh goody, we have a proper boss battle with the good old bird, the Predator, the Helmrock King. Alright, the Helmrock King will fly around the area, and its main attack is it will land, it will walk towards you, and it will try to peck you using its beak. If you dodge the pecking, its beak will get stuck in the ground, and at that point you have to use the skull hammer to knock him in the head, because he is actually wearing a protective mask, as it were. As long as that he has the mask on, we cannot hurt him through any other means. But thankfully, 4 swipes of the skull hammer and the mask will be gone. So yeah. And this is all he does this time around when I recorded this game. All he does is just try and peck, gets its beak stuck, and I hit it. Yeah. There is this other move that he does. He will try and fly around, and he will rake his talons on the ground trying to hit Link. And those can be dodged easily, but you want to be careful. There are spikes along the wall that can poke you, and we do not want that. Alright, and with one more whack, the mask comes off, and we can now damage this sucker. You can use your sword, you can use the hammer, the arrows, boomerang, grappling hook, whatever fits your bill. And I just like how Link smiled as we damaged the mask enough for it to fall off. It's like, yay, I can kill you now! And who would? This thing took Link's sister away. He stole Link's sister. He kidnapped her. And it's sweet justice to pretty much kill him. In fact, he dies now. And you know how Zelda bosses have pretty much dramatic deaths and all that? This guy takes the cake. I mean, he flaps up into the air, and then the 3 searchlights will pretty much point at him, and then he explodes. A bit much, isn't it? Well, anyway, with his death comes yet another heart container. Whoop-de-doo. And the spikes blocking the path is, are removed. Excuse me. Grammar Nazi. Ugh. And now, it's time to face the bird's boss, Ganon. The reason we got the Master Sword in the first place. So this is it, folks. We have already reached the epic confrontation between Ganon and Link. I mean, we have the Master Sword, so nothing could go wrong. Could it? See you in part 21.